Hi, folks. This is once again Mountain Man coming to you from where? Parts unknown. I hope you guys are okay. We had a rather brief speech from Donald J. Trump tonight. We're going to talk about, and I can't play any intro videos as I have in the past because I have been unceremoniously denuded of my electronic capabilities by some nefarious entities. But nevertheless, I'm here and we can talk about what's going on. And I hope everyone is doing well. So, Donald Trump gave a speech, and I went live earlier. Make sure after this live stream or after you watch this broadcast after the live stream, you go back and check my part one, because I talked about a lot of the events that are going on and how it impacts us and how it may impact what's going to happen in the future, especially with the Trump administration. But what did I not consider as we went into this speech by Donald J. Trump? My doctrine I discussed in earlier broadcasts of clean hands. Donald Trump will have clean hands when it comes to dispensing justice. He's not going to be a leg breaker president. He's going to be a unifier. He's going to bring success. Success brings unity. His main job is to unify this country and restore our once great republic. And that's what he was focusing on. And we're going to have people doing the leg breaking for him. And the leg breaking will come. I know we have painful patience right now, but we'll just have to endure it. And there's too much going on that is open, rank, and notorious to be ignored. So people are going to have a comeuppance, and we will celebrate that day. Hi, Miss Mendersue, you're back. Roland's here. Nice to see you. All right. Angela's dealing with somebody, huh? Miss Mendersue, Todd's here. Rain's here. Brett's here. Yeah, my first part one was pretty fired up. I'm still fired up. Bubba's here. Don't forget, Bubba, broccoli and Brussels sprouts help bring your blood pressure down, buddy. And stay away from sugars and carbohydrates. Sissy, nice to see you. Anthrax, flannel cheese. All right, everybody. Everybody made it in. Oh, what did my first question to the chats and people watching afterwards? Go ahead and put it in the comments, even if you don't get it right. What did you notice about DJT when he gave his address tonight? What anything you noticed that might have gave you an idea of the tone or anything he's trying to communicate to people when he gave his address? One thing I'll say that I recognized right away, where I said, oh, wait a minute, this is going to be a success brings unity speech, was that he wasn't behind his desk. He was standing. He was standing. It was a stand-up speech. And what he did was he listed irrefutable issues that the mainstream media is going to have difficulty. From what I understand, they all broadcasted it, right? And it may have been, the brevity may have been done that way due to the negotiations with the other channels, right? Well, we can give you 25 minutes, ABC, NBC, CBS, even though they don't pay a damn thing for their licenses. Even though it would probably be, if Trump was cut loose to do and say whatever he wanted for an hour, it would probably be their highest rated broadcast. But anyway, I'm sure that the Discussions about doing a universal address was limited by the pesky individuals at the mainstream media. Hi, Sherry. Yes, we're back. Oh, Mountain, did you get a notification? Debbie. Yes, he was talking fast, wasn't he? It seemed rushed. It was short and sweet, and that's what I'm saying. I think because the stations limited him. Now, what I'll tell you what. Well, I think the time's going to come when they're not going to have a say. They're not going to keep our president from speaking directly to us without their damn filter. So, hi, River. Like I said, the information was concise, hard to twist, hard to spin, hard to gaslight. They had to show it. After they limit Donald Trump, in my opinion, to 30 minutes, they've give themselves at least 30 minutes to spin their web of dung, their dung web. And Trump didn't give much to work with, did he? Can y'all hear me? My head isn't pulsing. What is going on? Were y'all able to hear me? Did y'all hear the web dung of web dung? Ha 17 minutes. Gary saw a line in the sand. He placed blame where it belonged, right? Darla, how you doing? Yeah, my screen froze up. I didn't see new people come in. Randy, Gary, and Darla. I saw Randy, but I didn't know if y'all were able to hear me. Yeah, I got 5 by 5. It's good. Well, it worried me because screen just didn't do anything. Anyway, what kind of dung are they going to try to weave? And it's going to frustrate the Democrats. They don't have a lot to work with, do they? Don't have a lot to work with. But I think the day is going to come where Trump's going to say, I need an hour. And there you have it. You better broadcast it. And it's going to start at such and such time. And I think that's coming. But success brings unity. And Trump is not going to come across to the American people as a hostile, dangerous, leg breaker, mean person, fixated on retribution rather than the many varied and sundry and dangerous problems this country is facing. And quite the opposite. He's pointing out who has dropped the ball, who has caused problems, and what he's doing to fix it. Now, as far as prosecutions and things of that nature, I think Trump is going to be as distanced from it as possible, clean hands, but it is coming. What does this Dan Bongino leaving say about what is going to be the strategy of law enforcement moving forward? Remember, he's the assistant director. Kash Patel is still in charge. And I was thinking, somebody we haven't heard anything from. And you don't usually hear from people in that position, but you usually hear something. But we have heard nothing from somebody. And the organization I discussed on the earlier broadcast. And that is the C.I.A. Dan Ratcliffe, we haven't heard anything from him. But I guarantee you, he's a busy, busy bee. What did you all notice with Trump this evening? I did see what you all wrote as far as brevity, that he spoke quickly. What else did you notice? I noticed that he was not at his desk, which is usually denotes a serious discussion. That's just my thoughts. Nico's chill. How you doing? Nico's chili ochi or. But anyway, I don't see any guesses. Nothing. Well, I'll tell you what I saw. I saw the American flag behind his right shoulder, and behind his left shoulder was Space Force. Those were the two flags I saw. Skillachi. Ha ha ha. Okay. Nice to meet you. I'll call you Skill. Or what's a Nico? Nico. Anyway, yeah, he has Space Force flag behind him. And with the events that we've been seeing, all this battle that's being fought, we see it with the judges. We see it with the media. Space Force, information collection, right? SIGINT, SIGINT, right? SIGINT, what does that stand for? You could put that in on the 17th letter and stuff will pop up. SIGINT. And we've got judges on the hot seat big time. Dugan, and we had Boasberg get slapped down by appeals court and humiliated, where he's got to turn in a homework assignment of Judging 101. Give us a little book report on why you think you can do what you're doing, and we're gonna freeze your order. It has no force and effect right now, and you give us a little book report on where you think you can conduct investigations and pursue prosecution. Where's that coming? So, and the other one was a National Guard in D.C. Another judge, slap flat. No, can't do it. Trump can put it in the National Guard. That was the final word after that judge was order was frozen, and then brought for an argument that and she didn't get to reinstate her ban on National Guard, but. SIGINT stand for, Benjamin got it, signal intelligence. Very good. And signal intelligence is what? It's communications. We have got a whatever, if anybody make fun of it if they want to, I don't give a damn, but we got a big wide conspiracy going on of subversion between Hollywood, the news, the courts, the Bar Association, infiltrated everywhere they can, and they got to be communicating. They got to be communicating. As I was saying with Rob Reiner, he had friendships with at least two members of C.I.A. And these people can't help but brag about it. They can't help it. My friend in the CIA, we're going to take care of Trump. And, somebody with an ego like him, he's got to run his jaws. So it was at least two, if not more than that. I wouldn't be surprised if these agents weren't being looked at inside and out. And if they were working with Rob Reiner to promulgate libel, slander, and contribute to this illegal psychological warfare campaign against the American people and denigrating millions and millions and millions of Americans, I'd have them arrested. Okay, Linda, come on over here. I'm going to give you a heart. Linda's watching my other broadcasts. Y'all make sure you go watch my first one. Give me a thumbs up on this one. It helps the video get around. I do appreciate it. So, I'm sure those agents have been identified. And let me tell you something. You violated trust. You work for the CIA, and you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be doing domestic operations. Okay. You can't say, well, it was a hobby. It was a friend of mine. It's just friendly chat. I have a right to free speech, and I have a right to my politics. And well, you don't have the right to coordinate the overthrow of the government, and you don't have the right to denigrate and tear down the president of the United States. So, when the birds sing, let me tell you, when you think you're on the top, I'm a CIA agent. I'm this, I'm that. Ha, ha, ha. Like Peter Strzok, we will stop him, telling what's her face at what's her name? Peter Strzok and the lovers. Oh, I can see a picture of her face, but I can't bring her name up. Somebody in the chat's probably put it up. Watch how quick they sing when somebody snatches them up. And one thing leads to another. And believe me, it's going to tie in. It's going to tie in to coordinated hoaxes like the production they did that we touched a little bit on the first broadcast on J6, okay? And that is going to include attorneys. That's going to include judges that were privy at least to something being arranged. And when you're talking conspiracy, it don't take much. It don't take much. Like they say, the hand of one, the actions of one hand on one person gets attributed to all the hands of all the people involved in the conspiracy. So, I just gave them the keys to my car when they went to, and the only thing they were supposed to do with my car was jimmy the back door of a jewelry store and get some money and come back. That's all they were supposed to do. Well, it just so happens that somebody during that little escapade caught a bullet and they're no longer alive. So you, Mr. Keys, gave your keys up. You're just as guilty as that person losing their life as the others. So the same thing with these stunts that they've been pulling, these hoaxes that are going to get exposed. You know, how many of you followed what was happening to Dugan? Hannah Poopy Dugan, the judge who let a poor migrant, undocumented human being out the side door. How many of you all been paying attention to that? They got audio of her and her clerk whispering, get him out the side door where the staircase is. And the prosecutor, why were you whispering? They're all folding on Hannah Doo-doo. Her clerk folded on her. Her fellow judge, who was trying to act like, I was shocked. I had no idea that it was her intention to do what she did. And they said, well, why'd you call your daughter and let your daughter know the ICE was in the courthouses? Well, because they were all, and I got my fingers about a hair width apart. They're that damn close to be in charge the same way as Hannah Dugan was. Okay? And she's charged with a felony and a misdemeanor. So the way her fellow judge threw her under the bus, she didn't throw her under the bus. She didn't get in the way of the bus. Dugan put herself where she is. And this person did not sacrifice herself and her credibility and her career any more than she already has. So the testimony, I would call devastating. Now, I was listening to a opinion show, or I think might have been from the UK, because they were talking about American law. They were saying that the jury might split because of Trump and because of Pete Hegseth, because the defense attorneys kept bringing up that the agents were communicating with each other on Signal. Do you think that's a smart thing for them? Like that has a damn thing to do with what Hannah Dugan did. But anyway, they're bringing in past talking points of the cabal. So it said, well, they might come across with innocent on the felony, but guilty on the misdemeanor, but that's not going to keep her on the bench. You know, it's going to keep her out of jail, but it won't keep her on the bench. And you know what? I just want her ass off the courts. Her and anybody like her. And we need a message sent to these judges. You start enforcing law, not what in the hell you think is or ought to be the law, what the law is. So it's going to be very interesting. The defense is going to do their case tomorrow. Y'all might want to tune in to whoever you watch. Or I think they don't have a camera, so what they do is somebody posts updates and reports like on X or to people that are live streaming on YouTube. So the defense will put up their case tomorrow. So it's going to be interesting. Maybe she'll throw Hail Mary and get up there and testify. Oh yeah, Miss Fanny was that was insulting. Her gibberish today, I couldn't stomach it. You know, let me tell you need to quit lying. You need to get your act right. And my office did it. Tell about all the time everybody called me the N-word. And on she went. I don't know. Somebody's going to have to come and straighten that woman out. And I don't think it's going to be the Georgia Senate, the way they were acting today. So, no, she's got to pay a price too. So, yeah, I noticed the Space Force flag behind Trump. Not the Marine Corps, not the Air Force and nothing. It was Space Force. Now, unless I got it wrong, you all can go back here and look at the video and tell me if I'm right or wrong. Hi, Lori. Anyway, he announced a dividend, like a Patriot dividend for our service members, $1,776. He said everybody found out about 45 minutes ago that they're going to get $1,776. That plays into what he gave the NSA the other day, $10,000 apiece. He had hundreds of NSA agents doing the Trump dance on TikTok videos. It's life-changing money. So what he's doing is building anticipation rather than building anxiety. Because now it wouldn't be anxiety for us if he was intimating harsh action against these people that have done so much damage to our country. But for people who are on the fence or halfway informed or actually guilty, if he did talk that way, it would build anxiety and fear and uncertainty in people. That doesn't win elections. That doesn't build goodwill between citizens and their leaders. But if you have success, if you have positivity, and you build anticipation for good things, who's going to be the next ones to get a nice check in their mailbox? Okay. Then people would look forward to Trump's addresses. Okay. What will the media do? How will they spin it? Very hard to do. Very hard to do. If he says, oh, we're going to recover, claw back X amount of billions, because now I heard not just Minnesota, but they're Maryland, and there's another state. Which state is it? Where another Somalian gang has, we're operating the same criminal activity. And okay, we got this many billions, and the people need to get their money back. So, Maine, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Simpson. And nice to see you. I think silver's already skyrocketed. It was $64, somebody put in the other day. But anyway, so he's building positive anticipation rather than a negative anxiety. But I tell you what, when he started off, he talked about the 25 million and the types of people that the Biden administration let in. And he said, we got to make sure that never happens again. That is enough to build anxiety on the people that deserve to suffer anxiety, right? Yeah, Debbie, that's right. I don't know how they get back from Somalia, though. I mean, that's I don't know. What do you, they got nothing. They got nothing. And you know, as soon as they get it, they're going to pee it away. You could give them moon and stars, and they'd be hollering about the sun. Give them the sun and the moon, they'd holler about the stars. They'll never get straightened out. They would have to have some intervention from the heavens to get straightened out. You know what they need to do with this Somali situation and their ilk, not just total Somalis, like these characters running around Allah Akbar in DC and all this stuff. They came into this country with the intention of being a burden. It's very specific when you apply for citizenship that you represent, you will not be a burden to the country, and that you do support and defend the Constitution of the United States. They came here with the intent to be a burden, with the intent to rip off as much as they could and send it back to their country and live high on the hog here in this country. Their intentions when they raised their hand and took an oath, if they even took it, was contrary. It was fraudulent. And those citizenships need to be stripped en masse. en masse. I mean, thousands, tens of thousands of those citizenships need to be annulled. Fraud vitiates everything. We don't need to live with that kind of trash. And yeah, I said trash because I think it's a trashy person that comes over here with the intent to be a burden, the intent to benefit from social programs. When they vow not to, when they vow to be self-sufficient, when they say, I have skills, I can get a job, I can take care of myself, I want to be a citizen because I believe in the Constitution. Then they get here and they go on the dole and become a tick on society and then push for Sharia law. Get the hell out. It's a fraudulent citizenship. You don't need to marry your brother to be a fraud. You just have, if you don't walk the walk that you agree to, you may have talked the talk, but you ain't walking the walk. Get the hell out of here. Especially if you any crime. I don't give a damn what if it's a bad check. To your cable company, I don't care. Get out of here. Because we're probably paying for that anyway. They don't pay cable bills. They get the stuff free. You'd be surprised what these social services give out. I've talked about it before. Free air conditioners in the winter. Every winter, an air conditioner that gets traded for several cartons of cigarettes, and that's it. Now it's like 2 cartons, maybe even 1 carton, as much as they charge. For an air conditioner. They pay for internet, they pay for cable. Oh, people need to have cable because that's how they get their news. Oh, they need to have internet because that's how their kids, when they get their homework assignments, they got to do it over the internet. So they're poor, so we pay for their internet. Oh, the kid's poor, the kid needs a computer. Oh, that computer's out of date. They need an updated computer. It never frickin' ends with these do-gooders that can't wait to give your money to somebody else. And then you're a Nazi or a racist. If you go, hey man, it's starting to hurt. And they never suffer the consequences. Their salaries are written in stone. They have no bosses that they answer to. They just agree with the general overall program, which is the destruction of a capitalist system born of the Constitution. Because we're not stolen land, and people should be fair to everybody. No one is illegal. That kind of crap. Which Rob Reiner was a big proponent of everything I just talked about. Of course, he was in a gilded, but now I don't want to say it. That'd be too cool. But he was set. He was in with the upper reaches of the cabal. He had plenty of money. He had access to money. He would never see a day in his life when he would want for anything. So it's easy to say that the rest of society needs to give up the fruits of their labor so he can feel good about himself. Because he's not suffering a damn thing. And there's millions of people like him. Not thousands, millions, who made their wealth either from the Hollywood system, the legal system, these attorneys, or the bureaucratic system. People get like Nathan Wade, getting paid almost $1 million, 900,000, whatever it was, to go persecute Trump. They just steal it right from the people, and they have their BS lines to get away with it. How do you tear that down? How do you get past that? How do you prevent it from happening again? You got to go right after the root of this corrupt system. And they have been building it for generations. I think one of the major periods of time was under Woodrow Wilson. We had a lot of damaging things happen at that time. Woodrow Wilson. Since that time, over 100 years. And what is their key? What is the key that allows this? Because the bottom line is, if there's a way to steal, if there's a way to corrupt, it will be corrupted. If there's a way for something to be stolen, it will get stolen. How do you prevent that? Well, Trump's hitting the nail right on the head. Replace the income tax with tariffs, because they gave access to your fruits of your labor to a faceless, nameless, unelected bureaucracy that could dream up a bunch of crap to take everything you own. That's exactly what the 16th Amendment says. They have the right to tax you whatever percent they want from any income, from any source, any source. That's it. It's one of the shortest amendments you'll ever read. It gives them total power over the fruits of your labor. That is the road to slavery. Hi, Mac. So that's how you do it. Because if you give them that power, yeah, okay, we went through the Reagan years, hey, we're doing good, yay. And they go right back to the same old crap. The door was left open. We got to shut that door down. Shut it. Lock it. Put spikes on it, so it can never happen again. Yeah, Nathan worked 160 hours. You know, Nathan straightened them out. They thought 8:30 was 8:30. Oh, no. Not under Fanny running this show. 8:30 is 7:45. That's right. You want to keep your job? When I tell you 8:30, you better be here at 7:45. Yeah, my ass. I bet. When the hell did she show up? She showed up her first time she sat down and testified. She looked like an old mattress. Hair going everywhere, dress on backwards. Gut full of Grey Goose. But she got 68% of the vote. Oh, well, we will see about that, won't we? But I can't lie. This is some painful patience that I know if I'm dealing with it, well, you all are dealing with it too. We want to see some heads get cracked. We want to see people pay. We want to see people answer. So when is that going to happen? And why is Bongino walking away? Does anybody have any notions in the chats why Dan Bongino, out of the blue? I mean, there's a couple of days of warnings, you know, of chatter that he was going. But then again, there was a couple of days of chatter about Trump was going to get rid of Chrissy Nome, and he came out and said, "What are you talking about? That's not happening." So, I heard this about Bongino. I said, Bongino, he was fired up. He said he saw stuff that shook him to his core. He's a man of action. He's gonna do something about it. But I also brought up to myself, and I brought up when he first was thought of for the job, that he had been dealing with cancer treatment. Excuse me while I was sipping my coffee. Oh, that was great. And you know what? It doesn't matter what kind of cancer you're dealing with. I mean, yeah, there's, of course, there's different types, there's different degrees, there's different. So, yeah, it does matter. But any cancer treatment is no walk in the park. And he's not exactly a young man. And he had been through a regimen of treatment that is deflating, okay, and depleting. It depletes your body. So that was something I thought about when he first took the job. And I agree with you, Kim. He sees how deep it is. He's probably throwing his hands up like, what the hell? When he broadcasts again, is he going to give us some insight? Is it going to be a downer? Is he going to feel it? Now then again, he was the assistant director. And not everybody knows everything. You can't show your cards, and that includes to underlings. Yeah, Sparky, right. He accomplished the things he needed, and his role will change now. Keep them guessing. PSYOP. I agree. Because the left invests a lot of time, and time equals money, okay? Everybody that Trump has working for him, they are constantly trying to compile things about, dream up things about, create a PSYOP, create some slanderous piece, and all of a sudden, say they put a whole bunch of time into coming up with something to trip up Bongino. And he goes, oh, I'm out of here. Well, who's next? Don't know, do you? It'll keep them guessing. Max here. Remember, y'all give me a thumbs up. Helps the video get around. And my new subscribers, I've got a library here that survived somehow on YouTube, about 800 videos or more. And I think most of them are still relevant to this day. So anyway, I do think to myself, oh gosh, is he giving up? Is Dan Bongino saying, come on, let's get these guys? I mean, what does he know about Matthew Crooks? What does he know about the golf course assassin? What does he know about a lot of things? And just walk away? I would think if it was good news, you'd be like, man, I can't believe I get to be a part of this. I'll be patient. I can see what's going on. I can see some of the names that are coming up and the things we're finding out. I'm going to see this through. So has he gotten what he perceives to be disappointing news, where he's just like, I'm not up for it. I don't want to play games. I don't want to sit around and just let 4 years dribble by and not get to do anything. That's where I would be vulnerable if I felt. Wait a minute! I got to sit here for 3 freaking years, and we're not going to pull the mask off like Scooby Doo. We're not going to. I mean, we're just going to drip along. Aha! General Flynn. He knows where the body's buried. The 17th letter said that Donald J. Trump said that specifically about Michael Flynn. He knows where the bodies are buried. So where do you think he's going to come in? Where do you think he's going to come in? What agency is he going to be in? He's not an attorney, so he's not going to be in the Department of Justice. Yeah, Sherry, I agree. He was fighting neck cancer, and stress will trigger cancer again. Is he going to be? Well, he was in the NSA. He was director of the NSA, wasn't he, under Trump before Comey pulled his crap? Oh, I put in my title about these college assassinations. And in my first broadcast tonight, I brought up about Iran being in Venezuela and doing operations out of Caracas. We know that's going on. Watch there be a tie to Iran, Venezuela-based Iran, with this scientist, this nuclear scientist. Somebody just went in his house this morning and shot him. When did Trump announce he was going to do an address? When did Trump announce that? I was watching some of the comments from the creepy liberals. They are insufferable. But they were like, I'm not watching. I'm going to watch something else. What the hell are you going to learn? But anyway. Mac thinks he's going to be in tribunals. Well, they would have to, Flynn active, yeah. Is he, Mark Kelly has been activated. But he'd been called in to have his service reactivated so they can investigate him. But now Flynn, they can call him back into service to serve on tribunals, maybe. I don't know. Oh, if bodies aren't exhumed and forensically examined, what good is it? Well, that's why it's important to know where they're buried so you can. How do you know they haven't been, Pappy? Who was part of the psyop against Mr. T, Russia? Debbie? You talking about Rob Reiner? All right, Roland got me a coffee. I appreciate it, Roland. What can I put on the screen? I don't have any pops, bangs, booms I can put up. I appreciate it, Roland. Ha ha, Gary said, ha ha. Roland, stop by, buy me a coffee. This is a totally viewer-supported channel. That's why you don't have to worry about skipping commercials, because it's a viewer-supported channel. I have a link to buy me a coffee, which Roland just took advantage of. I have it in the description if anybody wants to help the channel out, like Ann did, and Miss Menderson, Mike and Beth, Norm and Wayne. Back at you, Gary. Miss Menderson gave you some booms and coffees. What'd she do? Boom, boom, coffee, boom, coffee, boom. And hearts. Oh, wow, you really, look at there. I'm going to put it on stage. There you go. Miss Menderson's doing my special effects for me tonight. That's my special effects. I got to make it sound boom, bow, bang. So anyway, all right. Thank you, Roland. Appreciate it. Oh, all right. So anyway. Anyway, where's General Flynn gonna work out of? Did they make it a formal announcement of him joining the Trump team, the Trump administration in any way, shape, or form? There's a link. I just put it in at the 51 minute somewhere. Special effects girl. That's right. So anyway, I thought it was important that Trump had Space Force flag behind him. He reminded me of his role, which is to be a positive force, a unifier. Success brings unity. That he's going to have clean hands. And somebody else is going to be the leg breaker. And maybe it will be General Flynn. I think it would have to be somebody with a military background at least to be the true leg breaker. I don't think Pam Bondi could do it as effectively because it's not her personally. But the gravitas is not there with the Department of Justice. The gravitas isn't with Kash Patel in the FBI. The gravitas of those two agencies have been sullied. They've been sullied especially with the revelations of Mar-a-Lago being raided unjustly. And the majority of Americans knowing that Merrick Garland was playing political games, Chris Wray getting caught in these bald-faced lies about how many agents were at J6, on and on. The pipe, okay, and then bomber, right? The trust and credibility in the civilian organizations is very low, but it's going to be high with at least a representative of the military. And that's where we may get an announcement from. He's above Hegseth, Gary said. All right, sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Well, we'll see which way the ball bounces. But in my heart of hearts tonight, I was hoping that Trump would say, "My fellow Americans, we just got to do something about this. Too many abuses, too many lives have been ruined through hoaxes and fakes. and we're going to start picking people up. I hope you all understand that our country cannot function with never-ending hoaxes and fakes. And these people that perpetrated the hoaxes and fakes are going to be arrested tonight. That's what I was hoping. But that day will come. That day will come. And that's why I put a caveat in the first broadcast. You know, it may just be a list of accomplishments, and that's exactly what it was. So anyway, folks, let's see what tomorrow brings. Let's see if anybody reports on Maggie. God rest her soul. She was alive. She survived for some time during the ambulance ride, and she communicated that her son was the perpetrator, and that's not been reported. It's sad, and that was reported by Billy Bush. And if I can get my my systems, it says they're corrupted. It says it. I might be able to upload that video and play it in the future. But anyway, folks, I'm coming up on the hour mark. I appreciate everybody who supported me tonight. A thumbs up doesn't cost you nothing, totally free. And to my new subscribers, thank you and welcome aboard. And feel free to scroll through my videos and watch them. If covers, we try to keep up with everything. We try to keep our pencil sharp, our head on a swivel, and we always stay buckled up. And yeah, folks, I hope you all are getting ready to have a really Merry Christmas. Oh, I know, Roland. Yeah, Christmas, a lot of things happen in history Christmas time. We talked about in the past. George Washington crossed the Delaware and gave the Hessians no quarter. Remember that? Christmas. The Battle of the Bulge went through Christmas. So, yeah. Anyway, so once again, I want to thank you all for spending your precious time with me. And I hope you all have a great night. I should be going live tomorrow night. So if you're subscribed and hit the notification bell, you'll know when I go live. So I hope you all have a great night. I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man, over and out.